And Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. This is caught. Diggs. Sideline. Touchdown. Unbelievable. Bryant for the win. Bang. Watch out. He's got getting away from the top speed.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another SGN video where it's all sim all the time. Today's video we're talking about recruiting. Now I know it says, hey, you've been doing recruiting wrong. Now chances are you've actually been recruiting 100% correctly. It's kind of hard to screw up recruiting. What is hard though is to have a realistic experience with recruiting. I cannot tell you how many people have commented in my Discord, some of my YouTube videos, about how they have taken some of these one-star programs like Ball State in Buffalo and things like that. All these 1 or 1.5 star teams with low overalls, Georgia State Panthers, and within 2 or 3 years they're a powerhouse. That's not realistic. Now, I understand we want to have the fun factor of being able to take a team and build them up. Totally understand that, and I think that definitely should be possible. However, do I think that you should be able to take a team like Ball State, the worst team in the game, and within 3 or 4 years compete for a national title? No. There's a reason they gave us 30 years of Dynasty, right? I think if you're going to choose a 1-star program or a 2-star program, something who's lower rated prestige, you need to have the expectation that your window to win a title is going to be a lot longer than if you go up to a 4-star school, right? Or even a 3-star school. So I think the issue with recruiting is people totally understand how to recruit, but they are able to abuse some of the factors in the game that allows it to become too easy. Because again, there's no way someone should be able to take any of these 1-star schools, even a 1-star school with a great overall like Liberty, and within 3 or 4 years be competing for a title. It's just not how it works. Now, there's 2 things that's causing this issue to happen. All right, and we're going to break down what I think you should do if you want a realistic experience building up a lower school or even a mid school. These are 2 things you guys need to do to help that experience go. So, by the way, if you are new to the channel, man, thank you for checking out this video. Really appreciate it. Click the subscribe button. Got a lot of content coming for you, especially with Madden and 2K around the corner. I really think you're going to appreciate it. So make sure you don't miss out on anything. Click that subscribe button, like the video if you appreciate this. And for this video, we're going to go ahead and, again, pay attention. This part isn't really that important, but basically whenever you pick your school, just pay attention to what your prestige is, especially if you're a half-star or not, because Akron is a 1.5 star. Arkansas State is only a 1 star. There's definitely a difference in the team talent, right? So make sure you pay attention to what your prestige rating is. So for the purpose of this video, we're just going to go ahead and grab ECU. They're a 1.5 star. So just go ahead and grab that. Now, one thing that a lot of people do is they create their own coach. They don't use the existing coach with their existing, boosts and whatever you want to call it, which is fine. If you create your own coach, here's where part of the problem lies with recruiting and building up a program becomes too easy. If you go and you pick a really low prestige school, you can't pick recruiter. You get so much extra recruiting abilities and advantages that allows you to out-recruit some top-tier prestige schools. And so this right here is one of the biggest factors in why you're able to take a low overall, low-rated prestige school in 2 or 3 years, turn them into a contender. So my suggestion to you is if you choose any team 3 stars and below, you can't go recruiter. 3.5 stars and up, go recruiter. But 3 and below, you have to go motivator or tactician. If you go recruiter, this is going to give you a big advantage right off rip. So for the example of this video, we're just going to go ahead and pick motivator. It doesn't really matter for this, but that's the big thing is if you're 3 stars below, you gotta go. None of this matters right now, so we're just gonna continue. You gotta go. You can't go with recruiter. You just can't. 3.5 stars up, go with recruiter. that school's got enough talent there and enough prestige that's going to be okay. So as we get through and you set up your created coach, now again, if you use an existing coach, it doesn't matter. Use what's already there. Use what's already built in the game. But I'm pretty sure 90% of people are creating their own coach. So that's where you want to make sure you're doing that. Now the second thing is when you go into your recruiting, okay? This is where, again, make sure you know what your prestige is. So we're going to go ahead and go to prospect lists here. I think the best way to help maintain not being able to be too overpowered too early is that you can only recruit players higher than your prestige rating if they're recommended to you because they're in your interest of this. So, for example, if you are a 1-star school prestige, 1 star, anybody that's recommended to you that's higher than 1 star, anybody that pops up on this list for any position, you can recruit them. But if they're not on this list and you just want to go any state or whatever, right, and they're not on this list, you cannot go higher than your prestige. So if you're a 1-star school, you can only go off that list and recruit other 1-stars. Now, as soon as you get a 1/2 star, round up. So if you're a 1.5-star school, you can go up to 2 stars. So you really you want to focus on your recommended. So you can see here, ECU's a 1.5-star school. We could recruit this 3-star right here. There are 3-star quarterbacks here that we could go ahead and push forward. And that's how you kind of keep the recruiting. And there will be some 4-stars that pop up on this list, but you can't go find a 4-star outside of this and push for them if you're a 1-star school. So as you rank up your prestige, it's going to take you a lot longer to rank up that prestige. If you're only able to target the prestige players that are recommended to you based on pipeline, various other factors, it's going to give you more challenge than being a 1.5-star recruiting program like ECU, and I want to go ahead and I'm going to filter over to any state and I'm just going to go target this 4-star wide receiver, Jay McManus, because I got a great pipeline. He's North Carolina. I meet his deal breaker. Now I'm going to go recruit him. This is what people are doing, which I totally understand it because it's there. You're recruiting. But when you factor in, you have recruiter plus the perks plus the fact that the user can kind of throw the house at them more than CPU, chances are you're going to be able to snag a couple of these, right? And then suddenly your team jumps up in overall, and then you win more games, your prestige goes up, and it becomes really easy. That's why people are turning teams around in 2 to 3 years. It's ridiculous. So if you keep this method, so for example, ECU, there's still a 3-star here, 2 in the pipeline, so you have to work. So you'd be able to go after this 3-star right here, and that's the only 3-star. Now this recommended board will change throughout the year, and you have to keep an eye on it. But if you're going to try to build your program up, you're going to have to scout some of these 2-stars and see if you find any gems. This will make it take longer, right? And if you go down here to like pass rush or DE, look, there's several 3-stars here that you can go after. So trying to build up, look, there's even a 4-star. There's 2 4-stars that are popping up on your 3 4-stars that are popping up on your recommended list. Now they're going to be harder to get because you're barely in their pipeline. But this will make your recruiting experience more challenging, also more rewarding. It'll also keep a more realistic experience of turning a team around. I don't know. If you like the fact that you can go take a 1-star, 1.5-star school rated 76 overall, and in 3 or 4 years they're an 87, 88 overall because of your recruiting, that's your decision. That's how you want to enjoy the game. But if you want to look at it from a realistic aspects of what would really take to turn these schools around, this is how you want to approach this. So I just want to drop those 2 information tidbits, guys. If you want to have a more realistic recruiting experience and actually enjoy the grind and the satisfaction of building your school up over time and not instantaneously, this is what you guys need to do. I know they're bringing a patch that's going to address some things with recruiting, and maybe we can revisit that at that time. But for now, I think this is a great way to do it. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be exciting. I really think if you went ahead and tried this and compared it to your existing dynasties where you're already 3 or 4 years in and you have that overall and you're competing, I think you'll find this to be more rewarding and more satisfying. So anyway, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you appreciate this content, man. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Otherwise, As always, stay tuned to the next one. Peace.